Well, of course, if you've noticed, it is graduation season, and today we're talking about the cost of getting to that point. The average cost of higher education keeps increasing year after year.
Richmond money expert J.B. Bryan is here to talk to us about it and tell us what to avoid and what we need to consider and how dangerous it can be, and there's a lot.
It's so good to be here. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
And really, what is a big concern, especially as we think about retirement planning and financial independence and National Millionaire Day being today.
Congratulations.
National Millionaire Day.
Congratulations to you both.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's National
We're working toward that.
Millionaire Day.
If we
That's right.
combine all of us, maybe we can get there.
That's right. And a big challenge for parents is the Parent Plus loan for paying for education.
What is a Parent Plus loan?
And a Parent Plus loan is when the actual loan for paying for college goes in the parent's name.
Oh.
Totally in the parent's name. So the challenge there is that there's a lot of people who are preparing for retirement and they're faced with these Parent Plus loans that they signed on that dotted line, and they have to pay that payment, and it's repeatedly coming up in conversations that I'm having.
Well, you know, we've seen in the news lately that parents will do almost anything to get their kids into a college,
Oh.
legal or illegal. But these loans, obviously.
Oh, right, you're right. That story, that's true.
Yeah, and these loans, are they, is the interest rate as bad as what the students are getting?
It's worse.
Worse?
It's much worse. I mean, we're talking about the Parent Plus loan is more than a lot of people are paying for their car loan. And it's a federal Parent Plus loan. And it also has fees that are 4 times. The fee for getting a Parent Plus loan is 4 times that of having a loan in your child's name.
So why would somebody turn to that alternative if there's so much else out there that you could choose from?
Well, as parents say, that the government thinks that they're rich, but they're not. So the child is not approved because of the parent's income for a loan in the child's name. So when the child is not eligible for the federal loan in their own name because the parent's income is too high, then the parent, if they don't have the cash available, they take out those Parent Plus loans that can become between you and being able to save the money so that you can be the millionaire.
So is there a way around that? If we get our students working?
But you would wonder, you said get the student working.
Get the student working so that they can base it on their income rather than their parents' income.
And that happens a lot in graduate school, you know, but the graduate school is slightly lower than the Parent Plus in the interest rate. You know, so when graduate school, you're older and you're working like that, and you're taking out the loan, they're still paying higher than the undergrad for an undergraduate degree. But you're right, you really can't work enough to pay for your undergraduate education while you're working as an undergrad, when we're talking about 18, 19.
Well, I'm saying, you know, if you have income coming in and you base your loan on your income rather than your parents' income, not that you have to be
considered independent. And then that's the challenge. Have you been away from home long enough to be considered independent? And you would have to meet the government criteria, because everyone would try that. They'd say, hey, they work at McDonald's. They're fine. Let's do it in their name. But it's not.
This is probably not what you're here to discuss today, but this seems backwards to me. We're talking about educating people, and they're making it more difficult to get the money that's already expensive, but then...
That's right.
And
so the most frightening...
I asked about home equity.
That's right.
Is that a really bad idea to get a home equity loan?
Well, Bill, you educated 2 fine young men. You made it. Like, it is possible. But yes,
well, I'm still working.
Indeed. Yeah. And yes, you could use your home equity, which would be a lower rate, but it would move you away from the advantages of the federally backed loans, because the federally backed loans do have more options as far as if you can't pay them back or if you become disabled. You know, some parents, if they unfortunately become disabled, they may end up only paying, where if it's your home equity, disabled or not, you're going to have to pay that payment.
And you mentioned that the timing on this is probably bad because the parents are probably trying to move toward retirement and maybe taking care of parents of their own.
True.
What happens if you default on one of these loans that you really just can't pay it back?
Yeah, you can't default because they're going to get you. They're going to get, they will get your Social Security. You know, they will.
It's Uncle Sam.
The only way that you can get out is basically die or become disabled. and I'm not even exaggerating, that you
There's no out clause, basically.
You are committed. It's just like owing taxes, you know, that you are in it. Now, there is conversation with our in Congress about trying to help people have other alternatives of like being able to include it in bankruptcy and things like that. But maybe that might come down the road. But the bottom line is parents have to be very careful about signing that line, because they do not care if you're using the bulk of your income for that Parent Plus. It's not based on eligibility, like getting a home loan or getting a car, that it's based on debt to income ratio and things. Parent Plus loans, no. Your credit, if you haven't done anything horrible on your credit, they will approve you. You will have that loan.
And you're locked in.
If it's $600 a month, you've got to start paying it.
And like anything else, you need to read the fine print before you
That's
sign
right.
on the dotted line of any of this.
And one option is try to get your child to help you start paying it back. If it's a challenge and it's stopping you from saving for your future, refinance it into the child's name, or get the child to help you pay it and leave it in your name. I remember when I graduated, my dad sent me his Plus loan book, and it was in his name, and I made every payment. Yeah, so.
As it should be.
Yeah, that's right. That's
And
right.
the key, though, is look for that scholarship money or grant money that's out there. We did a story last week about Richmond Public Schools and
Wow.
Virginia Union. They're going to be giving out 50 full ride scholarships to Virginia Union.
Great
so eighth
story.
graders need to apply over the next, by June 14th is the deadline on that.
I think I'll move to the city.
Or have a billionaire speak
Well,
at
she's
your
not in eighth
graduation
grade, though,
like
either.
the guy over the weekend.
Oh, it
who
was
paid
nice.
the whole class.
That was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That was great. Only thing greater would have been if he gave everybody money to start their own businesses so they could be like him. Look,
Yes.
only thing, look, he'd be like $50,000 a piece. But I'm telling you, school loans are a big challenge for graduates, and there's so many things, so many discussions about it. Wall Street Journal did a big discussion about it, about what percentage of income that's going to school loans, especially in our historically black colleges and universities. So that was beautiful what he did, Mr. Smith did for Morehouse graduates. And one day, I look forward to seeing Cheryl doing the same.
I was going to say,
Keep looking.
That's right.
Maybe together we can do something like that.
Yes, we can. I know. These are joint, but
I'll
we're going to
take the
require.
classes. You guys show
Look,
up
and
for
I'm only
commencement.
going to pay
That's
for
right.
people with
Well,
straight A's.
That's right. Thank you, JB. JB Bryan offers free money seminars every Wednesday at noon and on Sunday evenings. You do need to pre-register, but you'll find a link to more information at WTBR.com/VTN.